Christmas Day. I tell you, it's a wonderful thing here in Vietnam, and there's a great holiday spirit. This morning, a perfect stranger handed me a gift beautifully wrapped. I can't get over the way he tied the fuse into a bow.
The USO has been working to brighten the holiday season for service members since World War II. Bob Hope entertained troops for decades. He made regular December tours of Vietnam, cracking jokes and bringing laughter, entertainment, and a bit of the feminine touch to nearly 100% male audiences.
How you doing, sir?
Mike Longwell, here greeting former Senator and World War II veteran Bob Dole, wasn't one of those who got to dance with Raquel Welch. But he had volunteered for all of his 3 tours in Vietnam, and he was content with what came his way during the holiday season. His first tour was in 1966.
I had guard duty, but that's nothing unusual to have guard duty over there. But when I did get relief from guard duty to go up to the meal, they had a nice turkey dinner with all the trimmings on there. But we always had presents from the Salvation Army or the Red Cross, and you would open it up, and it was writing paper and pencils and chewing gum and razor blades and stuff like that. But it felt nice to be, you know, wanted. And the chow was good. The chow was good, even though I was eating in a tent. You know, the chow was very good.
Recent years have seen several deployments to hostile areas during the holiday period. The build-up for Operation Desert Storm in Kuwait got underway in late 1990. The attack would be launched in mid-January of '91. In December 1993, American forces were part of a UN mission in the Balkan Mountains of Eastern Europe. Operation Able Sentry monitored the deteriorating situation in the former Yugoslavia. That Christmas, a little American ingenuity helped create a bit of the spirit of the season. In 1995, Americans joined in Operation Joint Endeavor as the UN interceded to stop so-called ethnic cleansing after Yugoslavia split into 5 smaller republics.
It was a little rough at first, finding out that you're not going to be home for the holidays, but it's okay because I'm with people I trust and people I do work with, and I've known since I've been in the military.
One Air Force pilot was able to maintain a sense of humor after a Christmas Day flight.
Did I spot Santa? Well, I thought we picked him up on our radar, but wasn't sure, couldn't confirm it because we were in the weather at the time.
The world and American service members had gotten an unexpected present on Christmas Eve 1989. That's when the Berlin Wall started to come down and the famous Brandenburg Gate reopened. This marked the beginning of the end of the Cold War era, eventually leading to the drawdown of forces in Germany now underway, forces that had been there since World War II.
We moved into the town, but there was always the threat of the artillery fire and sniper fire. We took over a house on the outside of the skirts of a little town there in the forefront of a large orchard. The ground's about 2-3 foot deep with white snow.
December 24th, 1944 was bitter and cold along the border of Germany and Luxembourg. The German advance in the sector was starting to stall, and Sergeant Hodhausel's group of New Jersey guardsmen had a secret weapon.
A fellow by the name of Freddie Elias. He got nicknamed Fiddlin' Freddie. Freddie liberated violins. He always seemed to have a very fine violin. Beautiful.
Hod remembers around 16 soldiers bunking inside that house on Christmas Eve.
Somebody says, "Hey, Freddie, you know what? This is Christmas Eve." That's right, it's the 24th of December. We had lost track of time. And this is Christmas Eve. How about playing a couple of carols?
Later, Freddie, the secret weapon, creates some holiday magic. But first, contemporary families say a reluctant goodbye.
Even though it's part-time situation, it's also a full-time commitment if there's conflict or if there's war.
It's quite difficult for most National Guard units to make the transition from citizen soldier to active duty full-time soldier. It gets even more difficult during the holiday season, simply because families aren't used to making the transfer from citizen soldier to full-time soldier. We go through 2 days a month and 14 days for our annual training, but this is different. This is a long-term commitment that they're going to have to go through, and this is a commitment that most of the families really aren't familiar with and aren't aware of.
It's late November at Fort Dix, New Jersey. 72 military police men and women of the District of Columbia National Guard are in the final stages of training for deployment to Operation Iraqi Freedom.
So where are we on the checklist?
Master Sergeant Paul Abraham is full-time active guard, but most of his young soldiers aren't.
And we kind of found that he's the linchpin. He's the glue that holds that NCO Corps together.
The unit expects to be in charge of 3 to 6 MP companies when it gets to Iraq. These MPs have been fortunate. They were given a 4-day pass for Thanksgiving. We visited Sergeant Abraham and his family at their home outside Washington, D.C. that weekend. He and his wife Eula have been married since 1975. Sergeant Abraham has been in the Guard since the early 70s. He's been deployed before, but never in December.
Even though it's a part-time situation, it's also a full-time commitment if there's conflict or if there's war. So those are things that you understand from the beginning. It's not that realistic at first, but you know, for the time frame that you're there, you understand that throughout, that you're part of the military. So therefore, orders come up, situations come up, and you fall in line.
But his family is worried.
You hear what's going on over there, and it makes you worried when you don't know where your father is, or you don't talk to him, or you can't drop an email. I'm not thrilled about it. I don't feel it's necessary that he has to go, but it's his job, it's his career. He chose to do it, and us being a supporting family, we have to support him and stay behind him.
They need to know that you and your family are doing good, because that's going to help them go on and to move forward with their mission that they're pursuing over there.
When he does leave, you know, God going to support him and the troops and bring them back home. And I truly believe that. And like I said, I'm not happy about it. And then if he do go this time, it'll be the first time in 30 years that we've been married, we had not been together for Christmas.